Hey guys, welcome to Python video series. In previous video tutorial we have learned how to read data from database, and this is the program which I had written. In this video tutorial I am going to show you how to insert single or multiple rows into a database table using Python. So what I'll do, I'll copy the same program, right, which I have written previously, and just I'm going to paste in the same project, and here just I will give the file name as python mysql insert operation, right, insert operation. Okay, and here I'm going to show you how to insert single or multiple rows into a database table. First of all, we'll try to understand how to insert a single row. So here I have a database table, employee table, which is having 2 rows as of now, right? I would like to insert some more rows. Yeah, so here first of all we have to use connect method, and there we are passing host, username, password and database, right? So host name is nothing but the where your MySQL server is running. So MySQL server is running on the same machine, that's what I have given the host as a local host. But your MySQL server is running on some remote machine, then you have to give the remote machine name where your MySQL server is running. Here this is a username and this is the password of my database, and this is my database where my table basically exists, right? So once we get, if you look into this guy connect, so this basically returns basically basically returns a connects of if you look into the create or get a MySQL connection object. So this basically returns a connection object. This variable name you can give anything. I have given the DB, and from this connection object you have to get the cursor, right? And then you have to prepare the SQL query. So here earlier we read data from the database, so this was the select query, and this query we have to pass to the execute method of cursor, right? And let's say if you want to select some data, then you have a many method like fetch many, fetch all, fetch one, something like that, right? Already we have discussed, and result is going to store as a tuple in this return variable, and same we have printed all the rows we have printed over here, right? So what I'll go just I'm going to modify the same project. So here SQL query I'm going to write something like the insert into table name, that's called employee underscore table. And now when you writing a SQL query, then you have a two provision. If you are supplying values for all the columns, then specifying the column name is optional. Whether you specify or not specify doesn't matter. But let's say if I describe this table, then you'll see here employee ID is a basically auto generated, right? Employee ID is auto generated. So sometimes what happens, you don't want to send the values for employee ID because it's auto generated, that will be auto generated at the database side itself. So sometimes just you would like to send values for like rest of the columns but not for employee ID, right? Because that's auto generated. In that case, specifying a column name would be mandatory. These things you have to keep in mind, right? So just I'm going to specify here values for, let's say, all the columns, right? Even though employee ID is auto generated, so I'd say employee ID, then I would say employee name, right? Then I would say what's the next, email, salary, email, salary. Then we have our date of joining and bonus, right? Date of joining, column name you have to give as it is, and bonus, all 6 column names. And after that you have to write the values, and here you have provision to hard code values for all the columns, but I don't want to hard code. Let's say sometimes, many times what happens, we make the query dynamic, and these values basically these column values we get from the username, right? And those username we have to pass it over here. That's why we require to make a dynamic query. So here percentage s I'm going to specify how many times, 6 times. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 columns we have. Even if you don't want to specify value for this one, that's completely optional because employee ID is basically auto generated. So just I have removed this one. that also fine. So I am going to specify percentage s in that case 5 times, right? Percentage s comma percentage s and percentage s, right? So we have a 1 2 3 4 5 columns, and how many times percentages we have specified? 1 2 3 4 5 5 times, right? And now values for these percentages, which basically represents, first percentages represent the employee name, second percentages represent the email, something like that, right? So this value we have to replace at runtime, right? Now here what I'll do here before passing this SQL query to the execute method, what we have to do, uh, we need to pass values for this guy, right? So here we can create, I would say, column values, right? Something like this. All those column values you can pass as a tuple. So first thing represents employee name. So let's say the employee name, I'm going to specify Kishan. Then second column represents, sorry, email ID. So I would say sorry, in single quote you have to supply, because these are the string, right? From Python perspective. From database perspective is a varchar. So I'd say kisan.kr@gmail.com, right? Then we have to specify a salary, right? Salary, let's say I am going to specify 90,000. So as salary is our number data type, so you don't need to specify in the single quote or double quote. So here all those strings, you can, either you can specify a single quote or double quotes, both will work. And then we have to specify date of joining, right? So first of all I'm going to specify year. Then you can see in the database, first of all year, month, and then date. After that hour, minute, and second you can specify. So let's say month I am going to specify 01, and date we can give the today's date 24 Jan, right? And afterwards first double zero represents hour, then second double zero represents minute, and third double zero represents second, right? And finally we need to specify the bonus. Let's say I'm going to specify 700, right? And now this column values, so there is indentation error. So now this column values you have to pass in the execute. So we have a overloaded execute method, right? Their first thing you have to pass the queries, and second values for all those columns, right, which as a tuple, right? And now this select stuff I'm going to remove, because now we would like to insert some rows in the database. So as of now single rows, right? We'll see how to insert the multiple rows. Now if I run this query, then you'll see there would not be any error, but data will not be inserted in the database. Reason is that if you would like to make some change on the database side, either insert, update, or delete, then you need to commit the transaction, right? So I would say db.commit, right? If something went wrong in the try block, then control will go to the catch block, and there we have provision to roll back something, right? So you have to roll back, right? We don't want any inconsistent stuff to be committed into the database, so I would like to roll back. That's the thing. And of course we need to close the connection, database connection, in the finally block, because finally block will be executed always, whether any exception arises in the try block or not. This is going to execute always, and that's the reason we are closing database connection finally block. So let me check once more. So insert into employee table, I have specified 4 column names, 5 column names, instead of just we have excluded the employee ID because that's auto generated. And here we have 5 percentages and values we are supplying over here, right? Now if I run, then let's see what happens. So as this is not showing any error or not any message, because we are not printing any message. But if I go to the database, if I try to query, sorry, I need to perform select operation, then here you can see ID generated automated, right? 11. So you might be thinking, why not 3? Why 11? Because earlier I had inserted 10 rows. So earlier ID was still 10, 1 2 3 4 5, still 10, but I had deleted some rows. So it will always pick the latest one. So 10 rows already I had deleted, even though those 10 rows I had inserted afterwards I had deleted, but still this will not take the deleted row count. This will take the next one. So that's why this is taking as 11, right? So here you can say anyway we are able to insert the one rows, right, successfully. But let's say I would like to insert the multiple rows. Sometimes let's say if you read data from the some file system and you want to insert multiple rows at a time, then how you can do that, right? For that what you have to do, so this line of code I'm going to comment. So for that what you have to do, instead of passing a single tuple, you can pass multiple tuple, and multiple tuple with comma separated as a list, right? So square brackets in Python always represent the list, and this is our first tuple, right, what you see. And similarly we can have a second tuple, right? So I will put the comma and second tuple, and values just I'm going to replace. Let's say I'm going to specify zone, and I say zone m something like that. Salary I'm going to specify as 60,000. Date of joining I'm keeping as it is. Bonus let's say 800, and similarly I'm going to specify a name as John, and I say John r@gmail.com. Salary I'm going to specify 60,000. Date of joining I'm keeping as it is, and this one I'm going to keep as 5,000, right? So now I'm going to insert more than one rows, right? If you want more than two rows, then of course after putting comma you can add one more tuple, something like that, right? So you can and of course rest of the code would be same. If I run, then you will find two more rows will be inserted. Let me run. So fill processing. Okay guys, so here is still you see as a program thrown an error, so still is you'll find only three records are there, right? But we are getting saying that failed processing format parameter, right? Tuple cannot convert into a MySQL type. Reason is that earlier we were calling execute method, but now we are passing multiple tuples. So instead of execute, what you have to do, cursor is having a method is called execute many, because we are trying to insert many rows at a time, right? So first of all you have to pass the SQL query, and second column values. So instead of execute, if you want to insert single rows, then you can use execute. If you want to insert multiple rows, then execute many you have to call. And there you are passing the SQL query and this column values, right? Which is nothing but the list of tuples, and every tuple represents one row in the database. So if I run, then here you can see there is no error. If I go and try to perform select operation, then here you can see two more rows has been inserted. And that's how in Python, if you want to insert more rows, single rows or more rows at a time, then you can perform insert operation in any database, right, using Python.